just a regular Joe with a regular job. I'm your average white suburbanite slob. I like football and porno and books about war. I got an average house with a nice hardwood floor. My wife and my job, my kids and my car, my feet on my table, and a Cuban cigar. But sometimes it just ain't enough to keep a man like me interested. Oh no, no way. No, I've gotta go out and have fun at someone else's expense. Oh yeah. Yeah. I drive really slow in the ultra-fast lane while people behind me are going insane. I'm an enthusiast. I'm an enthusiast. I use public toilets and I piss on the seat. I walk around in the summertime saying, how about this heat? And then, in 1985, my dad went back to Ireland to visit the village he grew up in, and his brothers and his sisters who all still lived there. He was standing in a pub in Killarney, screwed a Marlboro into his lips, lit it up, and bang! Was dead before he hit the ground. That'll pop your little macho balloon. When the guy you think is always going to be there, the John Wayne, Ted Williams guy, is dead in a millisecond. And you get a phone call, huh? But that's the best way to go for you, isn't it? I mean, it's hard for the people left behind, but it's the best thing for you. 1 second, you're an Irish immigrant. The next second, you're face to face with God. How you doing, God? You got cigarettes up here? Oops. I think you could use some paneling behind Elvis. It's just my own personal. Because once I got the news, I did the thing I should have known I was going to do. I did the Irish macho guy thing. I got that news on the telephone, and all of a sudden I got that lump in my throat. Like I was about to cry, but I never cried. I just held it in. People must have thought I was a nut at the wake and at the funeral. People at the wake coming up to me, sorry for your troubles. Held it in the whole time. Held that puppy right here. That's what Irish guys do. We hold it in until we blow up. Sometimes you hear about bombs over in London. They're not bombs, they're Irish guys blowing up. It wasn't until I had a kid, after I got married and I had my son, that's when I felt like I was doing this distorted therapy. I was taking all this stuff from my dad and I was filtering it down to my son, and I felt better all of a sudden. And I know that's a cliche, that you change when you get a kid. I also know it's the big fashion thing of the 90s. Here's my kid, he matches my couch. You know. But it's true. After you have a kid, there's a wave that washes over you. It might be 2 days later. It might be 2 weeks later. It might be 2 years later. But there comes a day when you look down into that crib and you go, oh my God, look at this. Look at this cold, sober, empty little vessel waiting to be filled up with ingredients. And it's up to me and my wife. We can fill them up with anything. Love or hate or indifference. And that's when I realized, oh my God, now I know why I'm supposed to have a responsibility to the planet, because I want him to have a better life, so that maybe 25 years from now, there'll be a better world for him. I never get involved in stuff. You know, I vote, but I don't get hands-on. And now I realize I have to get hands-on to try to change the planet so that maybe 25 years from now, he can live in a world without war, in a country without color, with clean air to breathe and clean water to drink, so that maybe 25 years from now, he could turn to me and say, you know something, Dad? I really like this place. And I could say, well, son, I did my best.